Programming alert here on Seahawks Today. Coming up in just over a week and a half, we will have the first watch party of the 2023 NFL season as your Seattle Seahawks take on the Minnesota Vikings. So, what I need you to do is go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way, you make sure and join us for our first watch party of the season. Sub for dubs, as we say. And we're going to get the sub battle started a little bit early between us and our buddy Patrick Seatman at Vikings Now. See who can pick up the most new subscribers between now and kickoff. They're already off to a little bit of a head start, though, with 13 new subscribers. Let's pick up the pace and really try to stick it to them to win not just on the football field, but off the football field as well. And we'll get started with today's show. Subscribe now for free. Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here. Thanks for joining us on today's show. We're going to cover everything you need to know from training camp to this point. It was a very busy weekend for your Seattle Seahawks, and we're here to recap it all. We have the latest on the injury front with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, and also the other injuries with your Seattle Seahawks. Jaxon Smith-Njigba continues to impress so far throughout camp. We'll tell you more about what Pete Carroll and others had to say. Bobby Wagner still looking like Bobby Wagner. Very good news to get to on that front. And then a rookie center for your Seattle Seahawks getting first-team reps. We'll tell you about Olu and what he's done to this point coming up in just a matter of moments. Let's start with the injury front. Kenneth Walker with a groin injury. He is week to week. Meanwhile, Zach Charbonnet with a shoulder injury is out indefinitely. Not very good news for the Seahawks at the running back position for their number one and number two backs heading into 2023. Pete Carroll gave an update on both players. Let's start with Kenneth Walker saying, yeah, because it's a groin, we've got to make sure he doesn't feel bad. It's not a terrible injury or anything like that. We just don't want to aggravate it now and make it something that lingers through camp. Meanwhile, on Charbonnet, he said this: we'll take some time to figure it out. It just kind of crept up on us, really. He didn't get hit or anything like that. Just all of a sudden, he started feeling something. So we're just checking him and being really cautious right now. Now, when the Seahawks drafted Zach Charbonnet and the weeks that followed, one of the big questions that came up with that was who's going to be your top running back? Who's going to get the majority of the carries? And the thing that I told you on this program time and time again, and I was right about, was that the Seahawks use their running backs a lot, and they work them to an extent, maybe even a bit too much at times. And from what we've seen, both these guys already banged up at this point, next man up. It doesn't matter to me who gets the majority of the carries because you need both guys, quite frankly. And now the Seahawks are two guys short just a week into camp. So not great on that front. Luckily, though, Kenny McIntosh, who was also selected in this year's draft, has stepped up. Listen to this from NFL Rookie Watch. Kenny McIntosh is a big play machine. McIntosh has reportedly already seen reps with the Seahawks first team despite being a seventh-round pick. McIntosh's explosiveness has reportedly been on full display so far, as well as his elite backfield vision. Many NFL scouts thought McIntosh was comparable to Tony Pollard coming out of the NFL draft. The Seahawks may have the deepest running back room in the NFL, and they need it based on the injury front already to this point. Other injuries for the Seahawks, some updates that we got over the weekend from Pete Carroll. Noah Fant is back, activated from that knee injury. Meanwhile, Jamal Adams, Tariq, Woolen, and Jordyn Brooks all are expected to remain on the PUP list for now. Not quite ready to make their returns just yet. Here's Pete Carroll on Tariq Woolen. Tariq is running hard. He's changing direction. He's going in and out of breaks and doing all kinds of stuff. He's really close to being back out. I don't think it's within a couple days, but I think it's within a couple weeks for sure. Carroll had this to say as far as Jamal Adams and Jordyn Brooks go. His workouts are great, referring to Jamal Adams. He and Jordyn are doing everything we ask of them. They're busting their tails every day in the weight room and on the workout field. They're not just sitting around watching now. They're working hard to get back, and they're trying to get back out there. So there's the injury updates where things stand for your Seattle Seahawks at this point. I know that was a lot to take in, but what's your concern level right now with the injuries for your Seattle Seahawks? Weigh in. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Be honest with me. Scale it 1 through 10 where your concern level is at this point in time, and let me know. Meanwhile, Jaxon Smith-Njigba continues to impress. USA Today's Seahawks Wire said that no other player, not one, has been getting more praise from the media, from teammates, from the coaching staff than Jaxon Smith-Njigba has at this point in time. Let's start with what Geno Smith had to say about JSN recently. Jaxon has made so many great plays. I mean, that's who he is, and that's just great for us as a team to have guys like him on our side. NFL Rookie Watch had this to say. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is too smooth. And Njigba has been running with the Seahawks first team and has reportedly shown off his elite quickness. JSN has also reportedly shown flashes of a special connection with Geno Smith. DK Metcalf said in a recent interview that JSN is going to be special. The Seahawks rookie wide receiver is something else. And one of the reports that we've heard about JSN of what he's done so far at this point is that it hasn't mattered what they've asked him to do, even lining up on special teams in the slot and the outside. Wherever they've plugged him and played him, he has been fantastic and been successful everywhere. Now, granted, the Seahawks take a big step this next week as they put the pads on and everything, but so far to this point, JSN has checked off every box and done everything that's been asked of him and then some. All of that is very positive. Pete Carroll had this to say on JSN. He's a really gifted athlete. Timing, hand-eye coordination, body control, extraordinarily natural quickness. He makes things look really easy. I couldn't imagine him not being a part of the mix right from the beginning. It just comes too easy for him. We're looking for the spots we can put him in, how to move him around, and to see how much he can handle. There's nothing that's holding him back. He's really hit it off with Geno Smith really well. So how about that? What do you think? Jaxon Smith-Njigba, is he going to be the Seahawks' best rookie this year? I think so. And that's not a knock on Devin Witherspoon. Don't take that the wrong way. But I think he's going to be that guy. What do you guys think? Weigh in. Tell me in the comments section if you think he will be the Seahawks' best rookie this year or not. Y for yes, in for no. Got a shirt combo that we're selling for the 12s out there of both the short sleeve and the long sleeve. And good news, you can get both shirts in a package deal for $20 off. That's a lot. That's, a nice lunch, a nice meal that you're saving essentially by getting $20 off by getting the shirt combo. And I know that it's a little hot at times right now. That's why you got the short sleeve. But trust me, you'll need that long sleeve sooner rather than later. So might as well get the combination now while supplies last. Only available for a limited time. One place to get it, that's chatsports.com/Seahawks sale for $20 off. Chatsports.com/Seahawks sale to get yours today. Bobby Wagner continuing to show he's still got it throughout training camp to this point. He has looked the part for the Seattle Seahawks. And there was questions bringing him in if the Seahawks were getting the same player that they had previously after he had a very good year in Los Angeles last year. What about this go-around as he continues to get older? Well, a couple updates. Let's hear from some of the insiders, starting with our guy, Seattle Bob. Trey Brown had a nice day today. JSN, another impressive catch with a toe tap in the back end zone. But Bobby Wagner might have stolen the show with a breakup of a pass for DJ Dallas about 30 yards downfield. Also, Greg Bell of the Tacoma News-Tribune, he said it really well. I liked what I heard from this. He said Wagner is running around like he's 23, not 33. So Father Time, they say, is undefeated, but Father Time hasn't beaten Bobby Wagner at this point in time. Another analysis on Bobby Wagner from one of the insiders, Corbin K. Smith from SIL Seahawks. He's had this to say. Favorite play of today's practice, Bobby Wagner going stride for stride with DJ Dallas on a wheel route and having the pass bounce off his helmet. Future Hall of Famers still got it. So everybody glowing about Bobby Wagner, of what he's doing at camp so far to this point, doing everything that's asked of him, looking really good. Final note before we wrap up this report on training camp, want to talk about Olu Oluwatimi, who we call Olu around here for short, the rookie center out of Michigan, also before that played for Virginia. And an interesting update as far as the battle goes for the starting center spot. Olu, despite being picked day 3, is getting first-team reps on offense. And he stood out, had a nice connection with Geno Smith already to this point. Listen to what Geno had to say. He brings his hard hat, and he's really ready to work every single day. You can't tell he's a rookie. You really get the presence of a vet. It's been seamless, really, just from day one. He stepped right in. He's been making calls, and he's been correct on most of his calls, if not all. I think it speaks volumes. I really do. It speaks volumes because obviously he has to study this stuff, so he's going home studying and preparing, getting out there, and he's not nervous. He's calm, and he's making the right calls and getting the rhythm. So very good news from Geno Smith talking about his rookie center. I'll say this about Olu's development. I think it's one of the best stories out of camp because we spent a lot of time this offseason talking about the question marks at the interior of the offensive line, and you get younger on top of that. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, didn't you spend a decent amount of money on Evan Brown to bring him in? Well, Evan Brown's got experience playing guard. So where I look at that, it's a good thing for Seattle. You'll find use for Evan Brown one way or the other, whether it's backup center, if he competes for one of the guard spots, whatever it may be. You'll get plenty of usage out of Evan Brown. I'm not worried about that. To me, the story here is how well Olu's already coming along. To me, that's huge for the Seattle Seahawks at this point in time. What's your biggest takeaway from training camp so far? We hit on a couple of them today. Obviously, there's been more that's gone on so far to this point. Hit us up in the comment section. Tell us what your biggest takeaway is from camp at this point in time. Also, hit me up on social media. Got updates on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads as well. Tyler Jones Live talking about your Seattle Seahawks there. And I'll see you next time right here, Seahawks Today.